And again, thank you so much for joining us here on Idaho Today. We are super excited. Parents, if you are watching with young viewers, they're definitely going to want to hear about this. Of course, we're talking about the latest kids program to hit Peacock. The big-headed blue baldy Megamind is back from DreamWorks. You know, his transformation from supervillain to superhero is a work in progress. Idaho Today spoke exclusively with Megamind versus a Doom Syndicate executive producers Eric Fogel, Brent Simons, and Alan Schoolcraft on the Peacock original film and new series. Keith Ferguson replaces Will Ferrell as Megamind, back in action to stop his former villainous organization from shooting Metro City into the moon. Check it out.
There's so many animation projects out there that they skirt the adult. They're a little more adult than you really want your kids to be watching. Talk about how you would describe it to parents.
When we set out to make the show, we didn't want to make a show just for kids or a show just for adults. We actually wanted to make something that is for whole family viewing. So the parents can sit down with their kids and they can just share the moment and share the fun of Megamind with each other. And that was always our goal. And I think we succeed. I think the kids are going to love him for his comedic antics, and the parents are going to get the stuff that the kids don't understand and the references. And I think together it'll just make a nice family moment for everyone.
As a huge fan of the original 2010 film, I was excited. And when I knew that Alan and Brent were coming back, I was even more excited. And so when I read their script, the sequel takes place just a few days after the events of that original 2010 film. So through the magic of animation, it's as if no time has passed, and we just get to jump right back into this continuing adventure with this character that we all love. And for me, that was a huge thrill.
Alan and Brent, you had to go through a recasting process. Will Ferrell, of course, was Megamind back in 2010, and now you've got Keith Ferguson. How did you find him?
Well, we knew Keith actually from back doing the movie, because Keith actually did the voice of Megamind for some of the video games and some of the TV commercials. In fact, Alan and I wrote a TV commercial with Keith's voice, and so we always remembered him. But we still cast kind of a wide net, and we just kept coming back to Keith because, not only does he kind of sound like Will, he feels like him, and he just is a really talented actor who is able to kind of take the baton from what Will created in the movie and also build upon it. So it's, animation's all about collaboration, and it's kind of a collaboration of, Keith now building on what, Will created. Kind of the big question is, of the series, and the theme is, what does it mean to be a hero? And it can mean a lot of different things, and Megamind's just like the kids, who are going to be watching the show is, he wants to be the hero of his own story, but that's like a day-to-day challenge, it's, he had a parade at the end of the movie, but every day doing the right thing isn't just having parades. It's sometimes doing the right thing despite everybody else, despite it maybe not being the most popular opinion. And so kind of what the movie leads to is Megamind going through a test. Is he good enough to be the defender of Metro City? Is he good enough to be the hero he claims to be? And we're going to find out at the end of the show.
I want to thank all of you so much for your time and for this great animation character. It's so nice to see him back, and all of the characters, really. And Eric, thank you too for your involvement, and I'm so glad that the three of you connected, and we've got, the story continues.